Let's all look inside his room. It's Shit in John Wayne's Room.
Hey everybody, welcome to Shit in John Wayne's Room. I am, of course, non-extreme horror writer John Wayne, also one half of the punk rock band John Wayne is Dead. Hey, welcome back everybody, and welcome back to myself. I know we had a little bit of a pause there, but I had to move unexpectedly. I had to uproot the Neon Palace of Sin, my room, my office, my studio, from the space where it was to what you see before you, or what you can see before you right now. So it took a little while. There was a lot of work. And moving sucks. It just sucks in general, whether you expect it or not. There's no real way to be like fully prepared to move all of your shit to a brand new place. It just sucks. So it takes some time. Plus, those of you who follow me know I was on the road for some shows that I did, and all that stuff happened. But now we're settled. We're here in the new Palace of Sin. I don't know, that name is up for debate, and we are ready for more shit in John Wayne's Room. So, as you know, this is a segment where I like to show you things in my room, my studio here, my office, that have some significance to me, and what that significance is, why it's special, and just share that with you as well. So today, something very special. Now, if you've watched this show before, I went through all of my guitars. We talked about them. But now I have something else guitar related that is very cool, I think, and just fucking, I think, rules. This, my friends, is an original Smokey Amp, or Lil Smokey Amp as they call it. Right here you can see this is a guitar amplifier that is in a real cigarette box. There you go, powered by that 9-volt battery right there as well. And then here we have our inputs, one input and then an output for a speaker. And that is, look at this. The cone is made of plastic. The cone for the for the amp, it's just all in one. Like, that speaker is just rad as hell. Mine is beat up. That's because it's probably at least 20 years old, if not more. The story of the Lil Smokey Amp starts with a man named Brad Zinke, who in the 80s was known for making amps and cool modifiers for his buddies. And that talent led him to work for Fender, and he was working in their shop making effects and amps and such there, and he got bored as hell with it. And he decided to go back to this design that he had made for some friends back in the day, that he put a little amplifier inside of their cigarette boxes. Actual cigarette boxes. So he went back to that idea, tweaked it, perfected it, and released the Lil Smokey Amp that you see before you. 2005. That is when I got mine. I'll tell you how. So if you know me, those who know me know I love music. If you listen to or watched the Guitar Chronicles, I did talk about some influences. I talked about Korn. I loved Korn when I was younger. I still love Korn. But people who love music, some of those bands you get into and you love them. I loved Korn. So I would read every article in every magazine that I could find, every bit of information about Korn. I was like a sponge for Korn info, just sucking it all up, sucking that up, sucking it all up. Korn. So in one of the guitar magazines that I have, I used to have a subscription to Guitar World for fucking 15 years or something, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Guitar World. I think it was something else. And Korn was known for the two guitar players. Monkey and Head were known for, they used like a fuck ton of effects, like these huge, almost like airplane wing size pedal boards, with their Mesa Boogie triple rectifiers. And they would use, you go back and listen to those Korn records, they made weird sounds with their guitars. They did. And they made a lot of them with all of these pedals. but they're at a level where they could afford to just buy a $300 pedal to make a noise in one song for 15 seconds and then never use it again. I'm reading through one of my many Korn soak ups, and I find that one of them mentions that they use this amp in recording Follow the Leader in one of the songs and one of the parts and this and that. And I'm like, Smokey Amp, what is that? And I don't think anything of it. And maybe a few weeks go by or something. I pick up a Maxim magazine. I'm flipping through Maxim and they have these reviews of like new products at the beginning. They used to. This is a while ago. And one of the reviews was for this little Smokey Amp, and my mind goes ding. I'm like, oh, that's the amp that they're talking about in the Korn thing. And I read about it and I'm like, this is pretty fucking rad. You could order one of these and pick what cigarette box you wanted it in, and bam, they send it to your house. But there was no like website at that point to order them from. I actually called the phone number that was at the bottom of this article in Maxim to order one of these bad boys. So I ordered it, called them up, ordered me one. I wanted it in the Camel wides hard pack right there. So very popular, I guess, at the time, but they all looked pretty rad. So I get it in the mail, and it's pretty freaking rad. I have to say, I've had this thing, and I've showed it to so many people, so many musicians, and I've brought this thing to rehearsal spaces. I brought this to recording sessions, and have never found a way to integrate it into anything that I'm doing. While I love this thing, it's basically just cool. You know what I mean? It'll power a 4x12 cabinet, allegedly. I know it does a 1x12 for sure. It uses just the 9-volt battery. The whole tone and vol is all controlled by the volume knob on your guitar. So you can make it sound really dirty, and you can make it, scratchy, or you can make it kind of clean. Works very similarly to the pig nose right over there behind me, which I've used to record that several times, and had no problems with it. This one I just can't find a place for it. One unfortunate piece of history or trivia about the old Smokey Amp here is that shortly after it was released and mass-produced, or not mass-produced, but made to order from Binky, they were banned. In that, he could no longer put these into cigarette boxes to sell, because there was the whole push against smoking and against the tobacco industries, and they changed all the advertising laws where you couldn't have cartoons advertising cigarettes. So there went Joe Camel. You couldn't be cool. You couldn't have the Marlboro Man there anymore. All that stuff had to go out the window. They couldn't advertise in magazines anymore, on TV. All the stuff changed. And with it, so went the original Smokey Amp. Fear not, if you want your own Smokey Amp, you can still get one. You can buy some of the originals online from independent sellers, but you can get yourself a brand new one. However, it will be in a translucent plastic case. Not nearly as cool as this right here, but hey, you know what I say? Smoke them if you got them. Damn it. I'm sorry about that. I want you to hear what this sounds like. I want to play this amp for you so badly. However, mine is broken. Sadly, as I said, it's over 20 years old. I've had it forever. But it just makes such a unique, interesting tone. It's very growly. It's very, it's pretty badass. It's pretty garagey. But I don't know. I just could not figure out a place to use this. And that's probably my fault, and that's my loss. But hey, at least I have it. Maybe I'll look up a video on how to fix it one day. We'll get it all together, and we'll all come over and have a good smoke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, so that is shit in John Wayne's room for this episode. The little Smokey Amp, at least my history with it, how it came to be in my possession, and the importance that it holds with me, and the loss, maybe the tone that I let slip through my very fingers. Who knows? I guess we'll have to find out when I fix it. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the John Wayne is Dead channel here on YouTube for more of this, and don't forget to check out my podcast, John Wayne Lied to You, over on the John Wayne Lied to You channel. And Everything else, John Wayne at johnwayneisdead.com. See you next time.
Let's all look inside his room. It's shit in John Wayne's room.